Hi, this is Teresa Hall-Gordley with Right Choice Realty. And the last time we talked about the process for a buyer to get a new home. And I said I'd come back and break down each step. So today I want to talk about the lending process. Unless you are a cash buyer, you're going to have to be thinking about how you're going to get the money. Or if you have a rich relative that's going to give you the money. But most of us don't. So most of us in the majority have to depend on a bank or a mortgage institution. And some of the things, especially if this is your first time, and if it's not, you still might pick up a few pointers here. You have to sit down and think about how much money you have to put down. Do you need some down payment assistance? And what type of loan do you want to apply for? If you're a veteran, you may be going for a VA loan, and that requires zero down. It does have some other requirements, and there is Navy Federal, which is a credit union that a lot of the vets work out of, but there's also some of your mortgage companies and your lenders that will also do VA loans. So you can think about that if you're a vet. If you're doing FHA, which is funding that's also assisted or backed by the federal government, that requires 3.5% down and usually has the lowest interest rates. But then it also comes with what's called PMI, which is a mortgage insurance required on any loan that has less than 20% down. So that will be reflected in your payments, but we'll talk about that later. And then the last one is conventional, and that's usually a 4 to 5% down, and you have a little more flexibility with the payments and the interest rates. So with that said, each lender also kind of has their programs that set their interest rates. So you would want to think about think about the different lenders. I guess one, you can go to a bank, and a bank usually has very set procedures, even the credit union. Here locally, a lot of people use Suncoast Credit Union, which is a nice resource, and they have a lot of good programs, especially for first-time home buyers. But you need to understand what they provide, or what a bank like Bank of America might provide, or Wells Fargo or Chase, if those are your banks, or what a mortgage broker or other mortgage lenders will offer you. So you have all kinds of options. And when you're getting ready to go out and start shopping for that new home, you kind of need to know which of those options you're going to use, because we need a pre-approval letter. So with that said, once you get that pre-approval letter, it doesn't mean you have to stay with that lender. Probably would be nice because they've put some work into it, but you can still shop around. The other reason you're going to think about different lenders and different options will be based off of your credit score. So, FHA has, I think now, a 620 minimum credit score, but some lenders may have the flexibility to go a little lower, or some of those lenders may still require a little more. So the place to start with that would be to run like maybe creditkarma.com and see what your credit score comes out to. Keep in mind, though, that lenders have additional guidelines. So if Credit Karma says your score is 700, when the lender goes to run it, it might be 680 or 650, because they use different guidelines than what Credit Karma does straight, like you were going to go buy a car or you were opening a new credit card. Getting a loan or getting your credit score for housing is a little bit tighter. So keep that in mind, but we have to know your credit score. Someone has to run that, and then they look at your debt to income ratio, so how much debt you have in comparison to what your income is coming in. There's a set factor there that you have to work within. So I guess bottom line, there's a lot of different pieces. You don't necessarily need to know all of the pieces. You do kind of need to have an idea, but you got to decide which lender you're going to go to. Are you going to a bank? Are you going to a credit union? Are you going to a mortgage broker? The next piece that you have to think about is, do you need down payment assistance? There are several funds, both on a state, federal, and local level. There's one fund program called SHIP, that will give some down payment assistance if you meet their guidelines, such as total income for household, the home that you're buying, where the home's located, and then there's various other programs. But some lenders, and banks especially, normally do not work with those third-party ancillaries that will help give you money to get into that home, that will help come up with your down payment that's needed. There you might have to go out to that mortgage broker or an outside mortgage facilitator that works with those programs. I've sold several homes where we've used those funds. They do work, and they've brought in quite a bit of money to help with that additional down payment. So nothing to sneeze at, as you would say. You can also, some lenders will allow a gift. So if you have family members who are going to gift you your down payment or gift a substantial portion, but other lenders don't allow gift funds. So again, we have to know where is all of the money coming from that's going to help cover closing costs and the down payment, so that you go to the right lender and that the lender is totally aware of all of the pieces. And if by chance one lender maybe says, no, you're not qualified yet, I have found that maybe there's another lender whose program isn't as tight and they can qualify you. So don't give up. There's various options. But this next step in making sure how you're going to pay for the home and how much you are eligible for is the next critical piece. When we get together again, we will talk about going to actually look for the home, the importance of the community, the HOA fees, and other things that you have to think about on the home itself. But for now, hopefully I've given you enough information, and you can read my blog. I'll put a little bit more detail there on these different lender options. But get out there and get your pre-approval letter, and then we can go shopping for the new home. Thanks. Talk to you soon.